Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction for Tower of God Chapter 544 or Season 3 Episode 127. So this is going to be a really long video because there's a lot of Tower of God related stuff that we've got to talk about. We really do. So just sorry if this is up even later than usual, but there's just so much to discuss. First up, I want to say that last week's reaction was on Dr. Bonehead's channel. Super big thank you to him for inviting me. It was super fun being able to read together. Hopefully I wasn't too bad. And I hope you all enjoyed it as well. So again, if you missed it or whatever, go check out last week's reaction over there. Just wanted to say thank you for that and bring that up and everything. Was also a part of the 24-hour stream, which was really incredible. I really enjoyed doing it. Again, thank you to him for having me. Yeah, that was so fun. It feels honestly like forever ago. None of this feels like it was just a week ago. But I'm sure that most of you watching this video have already heard this. But just in case, I will try to give the best explanation I can. But Tower of God's about to go on another hiatus at chapter 550. Now we're going to talk about the hiatus and another topic related to the hiatus just kind of quickly. Then another thing we're going to do quickly after that is go over last week's chapter, since I didn't have it here on my channel. I'm just going to go over it really quickly to refresh myself. Again, not going to be a long segment or anything, just going to really go through quickly, bring up anything that I think, you know, maybe I feel like I need to talk about, and then we're going to actually read the chapter. But to start out talking about the hiatus, none of the information that I have seen, I want to say is 100% concrete, like in terms of CU's blog or anything, so I don't want to speak as if I know too much about the situation, or as if I'm some sort of insider or anything. I just want to give my own opinions, my own thoughts about what might be going on, but with things going on a hiatus. Now I think as far as like videos and stuff go, it's going to be fine. I have tons of other things to do. The Tower of God, you know, sort of creator community has been insanely close-knit lately, it would seem, and yeah, everybody else from Dr. Bonehead and the rest of the Towers and God's crew, they're going to be doing stuff still. You got Naya still doing stuff. The Otaku Fix, Ryzen 4K, East to West, Animosity. You have so many other people, and I really hope I'm not forgetting anyone in there. I'm pretty sure I've probably named almost everyone, but I'm super sorry if I've forgotten anyone. But there's tons of people that are going to still be doing things. From what I gather from what CU said, of course CU is always talking about health issues. There's always something going on health-wise. But what I gathered from the statements that were made about the hiatus today, this seems much more like something where Tower of God or making a webtoon or anything isn't about just putting out the chapter each and every week. CU needs to plan ahead and stuff. This hiatus, at least to me, what it seems like is CU has to think, now that this arc is over, he has to think about what comes next, how to plan out the next arc. There are things that need to be organized with publishers and editors and the rest of the staff. There are things that just need to be organized, things that need to be planned out ahead of time, and it's kind of hard to organize these things, plan these things out ahead of time, do all this work, and still put out a chapter every single week. So what I gathered from this isn't going to be, we need a hiatus to stop working just for a health issue. This more seemed like we're still going to be working on Tower of God, but we need a hiatus on posting new chapters so that we can get some work done and get everything planned out and organized so that we can properly put out chapters weekly. That seemed like what this hiatus sort of felt like. It didn't seem like, because I mean, even last hiatus, there was a bunch of work that went on organizing the rest of the Nest arc. I know CU specifically said that the entire Wong Wong flashback, those chapters were done over the hiatus and then just inserted when it was time for them. So again, I feel like there was work done last time, but this really doesn't seem like we need a break from working. It seems like we need a break from putting new things out so that we can prepare the new things to be put out. Just because transitioning from one arc to the next, it seems like there's a lot of work that needs to be done. At least that's what I gather from all this. And something else that ties into it that I know I stopped in very briefly before he started reading for Dr. Bonehead's stream, and he was bringing up this statement that had been added to CU's blog that roughly translated, again, this is just rough translations that I've seen from other people, so I don't want to speak too concretely on it when I'm not 100% certain about like how accurate everything is, but something along the lines of like, if I was a better author, I wish the fans were happier, that sort of sentiment. And that's something that Naya did an entire long discussion on recently, so I would say definitely go watch that, because Naya did an entire long discussion on it. So I would definitely say go check that out. And I've also seen a lot of Korean fans in my comments and other people's comments bringing up things that Korean fans have been saying lately, and how toxic the Korean fan base has gotten. And that's not to say that the sort of Western English-speaking fan base isn't toxic, because there's been plenty of that in the past, of course. And even now, there's still plenty of that comes up here and there. But yeah, that's such a bummer to hear, obviously. It just, like, I'm not even the creator of the series, so I can't even imagine the things that CU was going through, the things he has to hear. But even I remember I talked about it constantly around the floor of death. And here's the thing. So a lot of these people are complaining about things like the series moving too quickly, or Bomb being too powerful, or there not being stakes, or the kind of general complaints you hear, and it's okay to criticize things, but, you know, maybe taking it too far and being an asshole about it isn't good. But it's one of those things where I think you're just screwed and you're going to get complaints either way, because it's one of those things where in the past, it's like, my opinion on this is that, hold on, let me try to work through my thoughts here and try to give this to you. So one of the issues that's been brought up a lot is that Tower of God isn't what it once was. And I talked about this in a recent discussion of mine. Oh, again, I forgot to mention, all these challenge videos that everybody's been putting out for each other. I did 3 of them recently. They're 3 of my favorite discussions I've had on Tower of God, I think. Definitely go watch those. Go watch everybody else's contributions to all these topics. But one point that I had in one of those videos was that I don't necessarily think Tower of God is better or worse. It's just that if you fell in love with the series for the world building, for the games, for that sort of thing, you're going to like earlier Tower of God more. And you're probably going to be disappointed that that's not really as much about what we're getting now isn't as much about that, and it quite likely will not be about that kind of thing again. The thing that the early series was is not what the series is now, and it might not ever be again. And for somebody who, like me, who really loved the early series, that kind of sucks. But again, I love Tower of God for what it is now. It does what it does now well, but what it does now is different. If you prefer a heavier focus on the main character, a larger story, things like that, if you enjoy fights more, because there were barely any fights in early Tower of God, but now fights are very, very common, you're going to enjoy the modern stuff more. It's just a very different series. And again, depending on what you're looking for in Tower of God, you might not like the stuff at the beginning that much and love what's going on now, or vice versa. And I think that one issue in how Tower of God became this way is that a good few years ago, around when Tower of God started to become this way, in sort of mid to late Hell Train, all of these webtoons started blowing up. Webtoons, manhwa started becoming really, really popular, and the ones that were becoming the most popular, the ones that were truly blowing up, were ones where it's just an OP main protagonist just beats up a bunch of enemies, and that's really pretty much it to the story. It's just an OP protagonist doing shonen things, beating up enemies with little to no resistance. And that's what became super, super popular. So again, Naver is a company. CU does have producers and staff like that, that it seems that, you know, he and Tower of God are kind of beholden to in a way. And I don't know everything, but I would imagine that seeing the huge success of all these other series, I would not be surprised at all if Naver wanted, or even CU seeing the success of these other series, wanted to steer Tower of God that way. And now in a way it's backfiring, because now people are like, well, this wasn't what the old Tower of God was that we loved. So it's one of those things where I feel like people are going to be like, first you wanted to complain because you wanted it to be like this OP main protagonist stuff, then you want to complain because it changed from what it was. But I think those are two different groups of people. You see this all the time in online arguments where it's like, first people wanted this and now they want it the other way. It's because it's different groups of people. And this ties back into what I was trying to say before with, I'm not even the creator, but I used to say this all the time around Floor of Death to Last Station, that I could react to a chapter, or do a review of a chapter, and say, I loved this chapter. And half of my comments would be people saying, you are a fucking idiot. This chapter is awful. Tower of God is on such a decline. It's horrible. You are so stupid for liking this. And if I did a reaction or a review where I was like, I don't really like this chapter, I don't really like what happened here, half of my comments would be like, you are a complete idiot. Can't you see that CU is perfect and Tower of God is infallible? How could you possibly dislike anything about it? And again, that's just me as a creator, so I can't imagine what it's like to be CU, where again, I think it's two different groups of people. I think if he does things one way, people are going to complain. Like, take the Wang Wang flashback, 4 chapters away from the bomb story, and I think it was 4 of the most well-written chapters in the series. I heard that there were so many complaints. Wow, where is Bomb? We want to see Bomb. We want to see Bomb blow things up with Shinsu beams. He's going to get those complaints. But then if we just have Bomb blowing things up with Shinsu beams, he's bound to get complaints that, oh, this is just a shonen where there's no stakes and Bomb just blows things up with Shinsu beams. He is in, and I think so many creators are in a situation now where it's like, he's just kind of screwed either way. And so many creators have to face this challenge these days where I feel like so many people, no matter what you do, are going to complain and be awful either way. So it was just like what I was saying before on a much smaller scale for me, where it's like I could like something or not like something, and whether I liked it or didn't like it, people are going to hate my reaction to it either way, or at least a certain group of people would hate my reaction either way, whether I liked or didn't like something. And the same is true on a much larger scale and a much more tense scale for CU, where CU's like, no matter what he writes from this point, there's going to be a certain set of fans who feel burnt by it. If he looks at what's going on now and tries to bring Tower of God back to its roots, which I think, to be honest, Season 3 has been doing. Let's talk about Season 3 for a minute and a second. This is just going to turn into a super long video. Sorry to you all, but that's what it's going to be. But if he decides to try to take Tower of God back to its roots, and honestly I feel like Season 3 is that compared to late Season 2, but we'll get into it, then people are going to be upset that it's not just a battle shonen. And if he tries to just say, you know what, we're going full battle shonen, Bomb is just super powerful and he's going to start beating everybody up, and that's going to be the solution to every problem, and he's not going to ever have any sort of tension because he's just super anime Jesus. If that's the way that CU decides to take things, there's going to be people that obviously complain about that because it's a less compelling story. But again, either way that he takes it, people are going to complain. It's just such a hard position to be in, I feel like, right now. I don't know. I don't know what I think about it, because I feel like, I don't know. I really don't know what to say at this junction, because people are being toxic, and I think people are going to be toxic either way, no matter like how good a story he puts out. So to talk about season 3, and my opinion on that, so many people are like, oh, Tower of God's so downhill. Season 3 is so terrible. Bomb is just super OP and none of the side characters matter. And I have heard that so many times about season 3, when if that's your complaint, that the side characters don't matter, that Bomb is all of the focus, season 3 has had so much focus away from Bomb compared to Floor of Death. If you tell me what is the worst part of the series, if what we're judging by is the side characters being shoved in the background and being made unimportant, Floor of Death has the most side characters being shoved to the background and being made unimportant. I'm not saying Floor of Death is bad, but I am saying that is the place where that happened the most. Bomb being OP and not feeling like stakes, that's not season 3 either. That's the last station. Maybe the very beginning of season 3, but that's last station, Bomb being OP to the point where there doesn't feel like much stakes. Like, none of that I feel is a season 3 problem particularly. I mean, season 3 absolutely has problems. Look at Bomb vs. White. But again, I don't know. There's a difference between criticizing and being an asshole, and there's a lot of assholes out there. But yeah, I don't know what else to say about the topic. We are going on hiatus, like I said. Everybody else, I'm sure, will have tons of other videos. I'm gonna have tons of other videos. There's so many reviews from stuff after we came back from last hiatus that I didn't review, that I can go back and review that old stuff in depth. I've got current stuff I want to do, so many discussions. I can collab with other people. One thing I thought about, if I realized we're ending at exactly chapter 550, you know what I can do over the hiatus? If you want me to, I can do an updated screen time video for 550 chapters in. I have notes all the way up to chapter 533, so I would have less than 20 chapters of note-taking to do. So yeah, just let me know if you want that. I can do an updated version of the screen time video while we're on hiatus. But yeah, plenty of Tower of God content. I really want CU to rest up. Or at least, because I know they're going to still be working over the break, at least get to work a little bit more leisurely, get to knock some stuff out of the way other than just pumping out a chapter week to week, so that maybe he and the rest of the team can catch their breath a little bit. I think that would be really nice. So yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to... It's a sad situation, because there's nothing really that you can do about it, especially just as some, like, random, again, not even Korean fan. There's really nothing you can do about it. It's just people being really, really, really mean for no reason, and it sucks. But all that out of the way, I guess the only thing left to do now is to quickly go over last week's chapter. Again, I read it on Dr. Bonehead's channel. Go definitely check that video out. But here's the thing. Usually I react to the chapter, but then I go through and I edit my video, so I'm listening to me read through the whole thing and cutting out any sort of pauses or anything like that. Or anytime I need to get a drink, anything like that. So I go through it in depth there. I go through it again, finding images for the thumbnail. I read through it a couple more times. So usually I go through it a few more times. And even since reading, I've probably gone through like 2 or 3 more times. But I still feel like maybe I should refresh myself before reading the next one. So let's just quickly, very, very quickly go through this one. This I was very surprised at last week, actually. I did not expect or see this happening whatsoever. Let me make sure the chapter is up on screen for you all. Yeah, it is. This is nuts. I didn't expect this. So Misheni meeting with the boss or captain, the Daijang, I think is how it's pronounced. That's nuts. I didn't expect that. I thought maybe it would be Liboric, because we haven't seen Liboric since they started Nealon. But another thing, I still don't think that's a scar. I still think it's like a horn, because Wangnan has the horns, Zahard had the horns. I'd be willing to bet all of the boss Zahard copy guys have it, because here's the thing. If it was a scar, look at that, where my cursor is. I'm sure you can see it, I think. Maybe. But the shadow is under... Why would the shadow be under the scar? The shadow is under it, whatever it is. I totally think it's one of the horns. Unless it's just, I don't know, just a But yeah, totally, the shadow is under it. So I am team it's not a scar. Then I suggest you change its destination. Sorry, I'm in reading mode. Just scrolling through this really, really quick. We got the rest of this. Right. Okay, more of this. Sorry, let me just quickly go through all this. Or them fighting. Oh yeah, the weird thing coming out of the back of Enraged Rapid that I guess is still just a part of Enraged Rapid. That was odd. Perditi and Holan make sense. They were just there. We finally get Karaka and Jinsung seeing each other, which I've been waiting for. The Karaka Cha Doan hype coming in. All that's really cool. Sorry again, I'm just skimming through really quick so we can read the new chapter. This is a kind of goofy stance, kind of goofy panel for Perseus. I keep wanting to think he's cool and stuff, but I don't know, looking a little odd. Sorry, hiccups. Just looking a little odd. We got Bomb with the Leviathan. Oh yeah, Chomere noticing Leviathan. That's pretty neat. All right, more of this stuff, Cobalt and all that. And then we have the attack. Okay, so I didn't understand this at first until comments kind of explained it. I thought, like, whatever it is, it looks like he got blown apart into mucus, and I figured, maybe he just formed himself back together or whatever. But he's like, I got you and all of this. And then Yama says, why are you just standing there without attacking? And it's because he's being mind controlled. So does he not have one of the fangs? I don't understand. Because Yama supposedly was born with one, but he couldn't make canine people. And he was also able to be controlled. But maybe that's not because he was a full canine. But I guess that means Nen Nen's not a canine. Okay. But Yusracha can also be controlled, even though he supposedly has one. But he can make feline people. It's just a little bit confusing, but it does appear as though Yusracha was just taken. The frog is alive. Yeah, am I hallucinating? So he got Eisened, a lot of people brought up. He thought that he attacked him. So I didn't get that at first when I was reading live. Then, of course, he's being controlled to fight and kill Yama, but he refuses to do it. And he dies free. Again, I think he's going to be alive just a little bit long enough to give his final speech, since he went back into human form and stuff, to give his final speech to Yama. Dr. Bonehead had a really, 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 really great idea. Like, I think he said something along the lines of, what if there was, like, a panel of, just Yusracha with, Wong Wong by the fire again, just like old times, like them being in the afterlife. Oh man, so good. That'd be an incredible way to send off his character. I really like Yusracha's story and how he has been a through line from getting introduced in the beginning of Season 3 with the cage to coming in at the walls and having just this insane introduction of like just absolutely embarrassing Yama and killing like half of his people, to now being so fleshed out and serving, like we thought all these other characters were serving to develop Yusracha, and they were, but then Yusracha, another layer up you go with serving to develop Chomere. It's so good. So yeah, all that was really great. We're almost to the end here. We have him using his Shinwanryu. We're getting to see a Gus Gus and all them. We still don't know where the hell Paul is at. Paul was mentioned, somebody brought it up, I think it might have been in the 24-hour stream chat, bringing up when we last saw Paul, where Doom was like, oh, he got a headache and fell over, but we haven't seen him since then. And it seems really weird how he's just been absent from all this. I also love the way his Shinsu looks like all these animals. I guess it might be something similar to how, you know, Rax forms into a shield naturally, or Kun's forms into a spear. His just forms into these animal shapes. It's so, so cool that his Shinsu shape is just random animal parts. So we've got all that, more random canine people and everything. We got, where is he? There he is, the fish. I love this guy. I love this happy fish. He's so amazing. Oh, I love him. Again, just, we see the calamity, the disaster, all of that. And then Traumeré gets the word that Pobedao Gaston is at the battleship. Alright, and that's where we are. We can now move on to 544, or Season 3, Episode 127. We can finally start reading like 20 minutes in or something. Super duper sorry that it took like, what? It took like 20 minutes in for us to get here. Sorry, just making sure the video looks alright. Hopefully nothing messed up there. But either way, I think it's time to start reading. I'll put a timestamp or something for people who didn't want to listen to the discussion, but I think there's a lot that's worth talking about. So, you know, what can you do? A lot of things happened. It's not every day you get another hiatus announcement. Yeah, as for the length of the hiatus, it could be another year, but I doubt it. I don't think it's actually going to be as long as last time. Because again, the impression that I get from what's going on here, last time it felt like it was something that was seriously needed for a serious medical thing. And of course, CU always has medical things going on. But for this one, it feels much more like it's just to get work done without having to release stuff every single week. Because there are other things to do. At least that's the impression I get. So, it is what it is. We have a content warning here. This episode contains depictions of violence that may be upsetting for some readers. And then we continue on with the cracking and the rumbling here. We have these shots we saw last time. And again, like little inconsistencies people always bring up. We got the needle open here, but it was closed before and after this. Oh, we have White Garment Widow. I didn't remember this shot of her last time. Interesting. Sicarius is there as well. Interesting. Oh, the Highbrider. So this is new. We definitely didn't see the Highbrider. What? Hold on. Is that the Highbrider being destroyed? Hold up. What? Or is that... That's not McCage's pointy head, is it? Hold on, I gotta keep reading. That looks like a page is missing. That's a suspiciously long break in the chapter. Hold on, I'm gonna refresh the chapter here. Nope, I refreshed it and the suspiciously long break is still there. Alright. Weird. Also, the reason I have to do that, and if my recording ever gets laggy, for some reason Webtoons absolutely does this to me. I do not know why. Recording anything else, I can have anything else on screen whenever I do tier list videos or anything else where I have the site on screen. It's perfectly fine. I'm running at like extremely low CPU, nothing's getting overloaded, but I go to Webtoons and I am just like sometimes my computer just spikes and decides to chug. It's so weird. But either way. Yama, are you alright? Alright, we got Yama with Bomb and Jinsung. Okay. And oh, I love this, the bats. Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. I'll cover you. We have Jinsung forming a bomb here. And fire. I'm so stupid. I'm so dumb. I was like, why does that look like Muntari? It's Jinsung with blue light on him, but I was like, why does that look like Muntari? Oh my god. Inside the warp fleet. Lord Traumeré. And we still have Yuan Sung listening in to the people calling in. Can you hear me? The communications are working. Lord Traumeré, can you hear me? What is it? Well, sir, the head of the Pobedao family has appeared at the battleship. What? The 10 Great Family Leaders Calamity 4. And that's so wild, So we have like 6 chapters left, right? Unless I'm doing that thing where you forget because it's like you're counting instead of a normal addition and subtraction. We got what, like, this is 544? We have 6 left. Okay, we got 6 more chapters, right? Oh, wow. This is going to be really, really interesting. What are they going to do in 6 chapters? What? Gastang is at the battleship. Does he know I'm here? Lord Traumerei, if we don't do something soon, the battleship will be destroyed. Lord Traumerei! What are they talking about? The head of the Lopobia family's at the Lopobia battleship, or the head of the Popadal family's at the Lopobia battleship right now. To attack the battleship? The attack stopped. Why did it suddenly stop? I'm not sure, but this is our chance. Let's head for the exit. And then they start running. We see the attack come back again. Let's go. And then he's still frozen. Or maybe, I guess that was just the attack still static or whatever. Attention branch leaders. Oh, so he's doing the thing like he did with, I guess it's just like telepathy, like he did with Yasracha. Lord Traumerei, I want you to capture the Irregular alive and return to the battleship. Return to the battleship, thinks Perditi. I repeat, capture the Irregular alive, and then make your way to the warp fleet and return to the battleship. Yama, you go first. I'll cover you. Thanks. Yama, Yasracha's here too? Where's my master? We have Karaka, Cha, and Doom. And then Bomb and Jinsung going. They've started attacking again. It's too dangerous to stay here. Let's go to another exit. Okay, let's go. They won't attack us if we stay near the warp fleet. Just try not to fall off. Yes, master. And is this going to be Jinsung death? You're not going anywhere. We have Perditi and Dobo. And then Karaka! Oh my god, I'm so happy. I'm so happy for Karaka. Let's go. Karaka, master, get in the warp fleet. That bastard. Let's go, Karaka. And then Cha just sending the punch in to Perditi. Cha, come on. Okay. And Bomb tumbles. We have this burst. And Jinsung grabs his hand and pulls him in. Damn it. Get out of my way. Can't handle Cha. Cha's just taking too many dubs this arc. And he kicks him away. Perditi is so impressive too. Perditi has been like, I don't know, his stock is up this arc. The Irregular went in the warp fleet. It's dangerous here, everyone. Get over to the warp. They're already inside. And he looks over. And we have Holon and Perseus getting in. They're just dipping. I can't believe those jerks left me behind. Perditi runs off. Damn it, the enemy's in the warp fleet now too. Alright. And then we got, looks like Karaka grabbing Cha. Yeah. Alright. More Cha yelling, more armor tree. Karaka shoves him in. Cha! Phew, am I safe now? I'm glad you're okay. Thank you, Viol. Don't relax yet. The head of the Lopobia family won't just let us warp. We'll have to pray for a miracle. That's right. Or is he just going to warp all of them to the ship? But I don't think. Yahudi Traumerei's just there. He's just lurking. Is he just going to warp them all? That miracle's going to happen. I actually think Traumerei looks sick like this. Not like up on his throne, all separated, but just standing with everybody else. Lopobia Traumerei. Shoot, the enemy's made it onto the warp fleet. What should I do? Wait, I just noticed. This warp fleet could probably be divided into 3 sections where each door is. Okay, so they're just gonna get separated. Okay, that's neat. I wonder where everyone's gonna end up. In that case, I'll split the warp fleet into 3 parts. I just need Lefave to blow up the gate as soon as we warp. Then, if all 3 parts are scattered in different directions by the explosion, we might be able to lose Lopobia's forces. It's a risky gamble, but it's worth a try. We're almost certainly doomed anyway. We might as well take a risk if there's any chance that it might save us. And then we have Yunsung typing, and then everything's probably breaking apart. We have Karaka, Doom, and Dawan together. Again, the Karaka Dawan dream team still alive. We got Holon, Perditi, and Perseus still together. And then Traumerei with the Bomb Jinsung Cha trio. Alright, that's neat, letting us know where everyone is. It all starts splitting apart. What the hell? The warp is starting. And then we have LaFave with the LaFave Faust all prepped up. Damn it. Why did they suddenly split it into 3 pieces? Interesting. Whatever. I'll just stick to the plan. Once the warp fleet's in the warp device. And then everyone's taking cover. Except Trombre just chilling. Alright. Everyone yelling in unison. I'll shoot. And then LaFave firing the Faust. And then Caliban, who blocked it last time, looking on. Again, Caliban's still just sitting around. And she destroys the warp gate. LaFave MVP level 2 this arc. I love LaFave. It breaks all apart. Okay. And are we going to see what happens to everyone? I know we're probably going to get cliffhung at some point soon, but... Everyone yelling. And then green energy. Okay, more green energy, okay. I guess that's them all getting sent away because there's the effect of it moving. This is so... I'm so interested to see where everybody ends up getting sent to and all. Where are we? And especially if this group gets to the battleship. That's going to be so good. Oh? They warp to wherever another ship is. Is this the Machete ship? Huh? What just happened? Hold... I just got chills. Hold the F on. What just happened? Somebody with long blonde hair. What's going on? Lopobia Lilial Jihad's... Okay, I got chills. I was like, who could this be? Golden hair. I'm like, like when we just saw the back here, I'm like, could this be a Dory? Could this be Glow Up Time Skip Rachel? Could this be Lilial? Lilial came into my head. Probably the least hype of those answers, but interesting. So they warped to Lilial's ship. Interesting. Why Lilial's ship? Princess Arc time? Are we getting Princess Arc time? I really hope we're getting Princess Arc time. What a really fun chapter. That was really good. Yeah, like usual, I'm going to be reviewing this as I review every chapter once I get around to it. We're going to be going on hiatus, so I'll have plenty of time to do more Tower of God stuff. This was a super duper extra mega long video, and I am sorry about that. But there was just a lot to talk about before reading, I guess. I'm so excited for these last 6 chapters, though. Oh, I'm so excited. I hate... Oh, no. I hate having to wait... Oh, I hate having to wait another week. But what makes it worse is then we're going to go on hiatus and I'm going to have to wait weeks or months. For the people hating on CU right now, you're allowed to criticize things, but honestly, I gotta say fuck off. Tower of God has been so good. Like... I didn't like the Bomb vs. White stuff. I've said that a million times, but everything before that for the longest time I've enjoyed, and especially everything after that, like, post-hiatus, so good. Unless, well, Bomb vs. White was also post-hiatus, but, geez, I don't know. I love Tower of God right now. I have loved what's going on. I don't know, I'm so excited. I'm excited to see what Team Bomb Cha Jinsung Traumaray is going to get up to. I'm excited for where the other groups got sent to. What's going to happen to Caliban and LaFave, who are just behind now, like, so, how was your day? Liboric, who is just, bye, missing in action, got his own plans to do, knelt down and then vanished into the ether. What's gonna go on with Machete's group, or the stuff with the boss? Is he finally going to give us back Yiwa and Danhua? There's just so much happening. Are we finally gonna get to see Wang Nan's team when this arc's over? Are we finally gonna get to see the princesses? Give me a Nakan and Andrasi back. Gosh, I'm just so excited for Tower of God. But I guess that's it for this video. I need to get it posted, so I need to stop recording so I can go do that. Thank you for watching. Like if you did like the video, and comment down there to tell me what you thought of this chapter or everything else you thought about. I don't have notes or anything, so I'm sure the first part of this, the discussion, was not the most eloquent or well-informed thing you've ever heard. I'm sure that a lot of things I said were not worded the best. I don't know. But I'm sorry, I was just speaking from the heart, I guess, from the best of my knowledge. Yeah, subscribe for more Tower of God, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. I'm always up to talk to you there. If you want a link to the Discord server, ask and I can give you a link. Again, I'm always open to talk to you there. And if you would like to help or support the channel on Patreon, it is patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes. And thank you, huge thank you to people who are already patrons. Huge thank you to CU and the rest of the team. I always leave the credits up here on screen at the end of these reactions. Huge thank you to them for everything that they're going through just as creators to give us a ton of content. I was talking with one of you, Elegias or Elegias, I'm not sure which way, Elegias, which way you want me to pronounce your name. I was talking to one of you on Discord earlier about just, we were talking about the nutty amount of content we get for Tower of God. I was saying like one chapter of Tower of God is like a solid month worth or more of so many other series I read. But yeah, shout out to patrons, shout out to CU and the creators and all that. Either way, I need to end this video, so I'll see you all next time.